Alright, welcome back. There's Junior, my buddy, in my fridge with all his rock auto magnets. I got another rock auto magnet on my fridge. It's okay, so I gotta do brakes on the Saturn, I gotta do wheel bearing on the Saturn. Nice tomato. There's my newest magnet. And there's the Saturn. Alright, I got about 2,500 miles on my new Sport Stars. And you can still read. That was never very big in the first place, but alright. So now, to do the wheel bearing, I have to take the caliper off, the caliper bracket, the rotor, take this nut off, take these two bolts out, knock out my tie rod end and my ball joint, and take the whole knuckle off, cut the old snap ring out with a Dremel, and use my press to press the new bearing out, or press the old one out and press the new bearing in. So it's going to be a dirty, messy job. I mean, my front seal's still holding up good, and I got 11,000 miles on this motor, but all that grease and crap, I'm going to have to do a CV axle eventually, if I can get my hand on it, because as you can see, it's all spitting. I got one of the strut bolts loose. To get to the second strut bolt, I got to have the tie rod end out of the way, but it broke loose down here and started spinning, and I tried putting the jack under it, but no avail. But luckily for me, Saturn had a 5-point hex. So everything's loose and off the car. All I need to do now is knock this CV axle out of the hub and it'll lift right out. And then from there, I got to take it all apart and cut that snap ring and then press the bearing out. I'll get back with you guys. Working on cars isn't all that bad. It's just a lot of work and you got to have the right tools and the right knowledge. So from here, the center hub, I need to press out, and that'll press this whole piece out of this. And then from there, there's a little snap ring. You can see the two. Maybe it'll come out easy. Maybe I won't have to cut into the grooves. But last one I did on the driver's side, I had to cut 2 notches and break it. But it's not that hard. You just got to have the tools and the patience and the know-how. All right, guys, I got frustrated. And I was like, I got the spindle off and the knuckle off. But look at all that rust on there. That's a clear indication that wheel bearing's been going bad for a long time. And Junior's like doing some weird. But yeah. Be cute, Junior. Be cute. Be cute for the video. Yeah, there's a lot of rust on there. It was a bitch getting that nut off the CV axle. My glasses have been broke for like a year. And I keep super gluing them back together, so like I don't have a lot of money right now, but I'm almost thinking that if I get the exam, maybe I'll have enough money for a CV axle, and then I can come back in like a week or two and get new glasses just to get rid of it. But like, yeah, that's a lot of rust. You can tell that bearing's been bad for a minute. Duralast semi-metallic brake pads. I bought these for my Mercedes that's in the junkyard now. But like that was like a couple years ago. But look at these now. Hi, Junior. I'm sorry, I didn't mean. Ceramic. There's ceramic. There we go. Focus. But look at these two. When's the last time you saw cheap ass baseline brake pads with the squeakers when you get down to like 0 pad left? You know, like when's the last time you saw a squeaker on the cheap ass shit? So that's just another. I sat down and had a cigarette and I got unmotivated and I went to the bar tonight. But it's a good night, you know, because like I got everything apart on my car, and I'd rather even pressing that bearing out. It makes a lot of noise, and I don't want to wake up my neighbors. And everything's easier with like air tools and like electric impact wrench, you know, everything. So we'll get back at you tomorrow. So you got to take a Dremel sometimes because these are some huge snap rings. You cut in. It's not going to hurt to just leave. Don't get into the hub, but it's going to put a new bearing in it anyway, and it's not. A little bit of cut into the cast iron knuckles not going to hurt it. You know, it's not like I'm Baja in the thing. So I got really nice snap ring pliers, but like if you watched my video about doing the trailing arm repair, rust repair on my car, you know I live in Illinois, and it was a pain in the butt to get it out of there. I had to cut it in 3 spots, use the air hammer on it to get the last piece out. But here I go in my Harbor Freight press. So if you've ever been around a press, you know the deal. You got to figure everything out as you go. But I'm pressing it out slowly. And there's the next step. Completed. Hub's pressed out. Now it's time to turn this around. And the snap ring goes on the back. So you got to press it from the front. So I got to put that in the vise somehow, or in the press somehow, and press that out. Get out of the frame, Junior. So there's that. Now I just got to find the right socket and push on the outside of the bearing, but you want to clear the hub and make sure there's, you know, it's just, you know how it is with a press. You just got to make do with what you got. So everything's weird with the press. I had to go about it a little different way. To space this up to get the bearing out, I ended up using, bear with me, here's the old bearing. I ended up using a Briggs & Stratton starter. I had to take it apart because it fit perfectly down in that groove. New bearings pressed in. I'm working on the snap ring. The way I like to do this is I start off on the one side and then kind of work around with a screwdriver, and then when it gets to this point, I'll just put the phone like that. Maybe you can see it, maybe you can't. The hammer and a screwdriver. Snap. There, it's in. And now it's all pressed in, ready to go back on the car.